It's unconventional to do this, but there's something I realized recently that how you perceive yourself alters your thoughts and your actions on a day-to-day basis. So there was this idea that I recently encountered. Like my aunt, she was telling me a story. She was telling me a story, and then she ended it with this specific phrase. She was like, "We are not good people, but we try our best every day." And for the most part, I've been thinking about it. It's been a few months, and I've been thinking about it. Like she's actually right. She's actually right, and I can speak for me though. I can speak for me that I'm not a good person. Like I am not the saint of the saint. I'm not the biblical references of where a good person should be, or like the moral societal reference of where a good person to be. But I try my best every day, and what this changes, it changes a lot actually. You start to see a lot of pressure reduce on you. The fact that you know you're not a good person, like there are some things that you can do and own up to it. Like let me give an example because there's this example that I have that's been lingering in my mind. So let's just imagine that you're the kind of person that gives. You're a very cheerful person, you give and everything. And there's this situation whereby you have little to no resource. But let me give the example of oranges. Now, I have an orange. I have an orange, or like I have two oranges, and I know that these two oranges, even though I have two, I'm going to eat one this morning, I'm going to eat one this night, and then tomorrow I'll have to sort myself. I'll have to look for something else. So that's basically my own situation. Two oranges, one in the morning and one in the night. And somebody comes up to me and he asks me for one orange, and I don't give that person. Or normally I'll start feeling bad. I'm like, okay, you start thinking about karma. Like, okay, what if you're in this present situation? What if you might need something from someone else, and then this is how it ends up. You start to now see it in a different light when you understand that sometimes let me not even say I'm not a good person every day. Like sometimes I'm not a good person, and that's all right. And I can look at it, I'm like, I have two oranges. I'm sorry I can't give you. Even though I have two oranges, I still can't give you because I would need it. I might not need it now, but I'm still going to need it. And I'm sorry I cannot give you those oranges. On a normal day, if you're still holding to the facade of I'm a good person, I do this, I do this, I do that, you would sacrifice that orange. You might even sacrifice both of them. And you would suffer for it. You would literally starve. So there's this idea of that my dad was telling me was that because you don't give, or I think my dad told me part of it, and I had part of it, and it just came up to an idea for me that because you don't give does not mean that you're a bad person. Because even though you even have abundance, or you have enough and you don't give, it doesn't still mean you're a bad person. That's the idea I'm rolling with, right? But my own take on this is that when you understand that sometimes the human nature is just selfish. Sometimes it can be selfish, sometimes it can be greedy, sometimes you can desire things. And I'm not saying that that is okay, though that's normal in certain circumstances. But the idea that you are a bad person, but you try your best to be good every day, it really goes a long way. And I want you to adopt the mindset that I'm not the best. You don't have to say you're a bad person. You just be like, I'm not the best. I'm not the utmost morally high standard person. I'm not the guy that will sacrifice everything on a whim, but I try my best every day. When you understand that perspective, when you think in that frame of mind, a lot of things start to happen to you. You don't feel enough, you don't feel pressure. Just like I said, you don't feel pressure to do things that would actually affect you on a normal day. When you put yourself in that frame of mind, you won't do things that would affect you on a normal day. So let me give an example. I wrote something here about the traffic scenario. So there's this thing I realized, like anytime we're in traffic, you know, I realized it because I've been looking at it, I've been observing this phenomenon that let me frame it in a way that you would You would hear it and you'd be like, wow, wow. So just imagine, or let me not even say just imagine, I'm in a car. Me and my guys are in a car, right? The person at the front is driving rubbish. We're complaining like, bro, move faster, this one down. Maybe he cuts the lane, maybe he does this, maybe somebody from our back is horning and we're shouting like, why are you horning? You know, somebody's cutting our lane, or like dragging the lane with us, and we're like, why are you dragging the lane with us? You know, we're peace and everything. And then we leave and like that guy is rubbish, that guy is this, is that, or that person is this, is that. You know, that's your perspective. That's my perspective from our own car. Now you're just imagine now you're now in that person's car, and in your own frame of mind, you're going somewhere, you need to head to this, you have a meeting. Um maybe you didn't even know that the person was at the back, or you would have caught that person that way, you didn't even know you were horning that loud, you didn't perceive it to be something offensive, you know. So when you understand that perspective, you see that two people are right in the observer's territory, or from like looking from above, right? The two people are right, but looking from each individual's perspective, one person is wrong, one person is right, one person is wrong, one person is right. So when you now get the idea that you might even think you're a good person and somebody thinks you're a bad person, you know. So why don't you just understand that yes, I'm a being capable of making mistakes, I'm a being capable of being self-centered, or being selfish, or being malicious, but I try my best to not be those things every day, and that's what makes me me. You know, when you get that idea, it goes a long way. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to explain until you experience it yourself. There's some things that you just wouldn't get. There's some frame of mind, or like some mindsets that you just wouldn't understand. Some mental models that you have to tap into for you to see the effects of it. I mean, I just wrote, it removes the absence of any facade and all that stuff. It alters your brain train of thoughts, and it's easier to do things that will benefit your survival, not another person's survival. So that's it. It just alters your frame of mind. So I'm not a good person. I'm not the best of the best. I'm not the morally upright person, the most morally upright person. But you know what? I try my best every day, and that's what matters.